Hello, everyone. Welcome to another exciting day of masterclasses hosted by the IAPC&M. I'm your host, 𝗙𝗨𝗟𝗍𝗬, APC, and I'm delighted to be here with you. We've dedicated today, December 11th, to a series of masterclasses to support your coaching businesses with sales, marketing, and PR tips so you can all become fully booked next year, 2026. Up next speaking is Carole Rice, the real coach. Some of her achievements include the Best Coach Award at the Best Business Women's Awards, Director of Pure Coaching Academy, where she trains people how to become world-class coaches, accredited fellow coach with the IAPC&M, and an author of 2 self-help books, Find Your Dream Job and Start Your Dream Business, both co-authored with one of her clients, 𝗙𝗨𝗟𝗟𝗬𝗕𝗗. And there are so many more achievements. Today, Carole is here to share her tips for sustaining your coaching practice. You will walk away with 3 crucial pillars for achieving a fully booked schedule next year. The first tip would be sales mastery, as in we'll deep dive into techniques to enroll clients confidently and ethically, ensuring high conversion rates. Secondly, focusing on efficient marketing, how to focus limited time on the few activities that drive the biggest return on investment for coaching businesses. And lastly, strategic PR, how to leverage public relations to dramatically increase your visibility as a coach and perceived authority in the market. So without further ado, Carole, we are so delighted to have you here with us. Welcome.
Thank you, 𝗙𝗨𝗟𝗟𝗬𝗓. Really delighted to be here. Thank you for asking me.
It's our pleasure. I've already introduced you in a few sentences, but if you were to introduce yourself to an audience that doesn't know you, what would you share?
Oh, I go to a lot of networking events and I'm used to doing a 1-minute pitch, and I try and be creative each time I do my 1-minute pitch. But frankly, I just say, hi, I'm Carole. Please do not groan. I am a life coach. I'm just not another life coach that you have met. I've been a life coach for over 20 years. I've coached the great and the good, the rich, the famous, those who want change. And I've seen all the changes in those 20 years. When I first became a coach, people had no idea what a coach was. They thought you helped choose wallpaper. No, that's an interior designer. Can you go running with me? No, that's a personal trainer. Or can you help me pick some clothes out? No, that's a stylist. Well, what do you do then? So it was like back then, over 20 years ago, it was very much a big education process. Now people say, is the market flooded? No, it's not. There's only one of you. So you are your own unique brand. And in fact, now more people know about coaching than they ever have done. And in America, it's heading to be a $76 billion industry. So we're still a little bit behind in the UK, but I have full kind of confidence that pretty soon it will be a groundswell. It's very much a dawning business industry career, not a declining sunset industry. It's actually just about to take off hugely. I could go on, but that's how I try to explain myself. I've coached over 300 people have gone through my academy, and I carry the torch for coaching excellence. I want my coaches to be really super confident, and not only that, able to create an abundant practice. And not many academies get into the business side of things. It's okay being a brilliant coach, but if you don't get clients, then it becomes a hobby or something you have to go back to the day job. I want my coaches to be super confident and financially successful as well.
Tell us, please, a bit more about the Coaching Academy.
Okay. Thank you. It's been going about 13, 14 years now, and it was very much an idea that grew from a client, actually. And I thought, well, I can't create something like that, a huge coaching academy. That's too much. But like all coaches, you do know, Elena, you start a big goal one step at a time. So taking the small steps initially, I launched it, and I had 13 people on the first one at a very much reduced rate. So that gave me a start of how it might work. The second academy I did, only two people showed up, and I thought, oh no, I've got this wrong. And I'd hired a room for thousands of pounds, and one of the students was flying in from Madrid every single week, and I was thinking, oh my goodness, this isn't going to be a very good business. I have overestimated the interest in coaching. And then, as with all these things, you stick with it, and eventually I've had up to 27 people on courses, and I run it twice a year. And now I have one in Milan. So we have a Milanese pure coaching academy, and
Wow.
soon and next year we'll be launching an entirely Italian speaking pure coaching academy. So at the moment it's just English speaking in Milan, and the next year it will also be Italian speaking coaching academy. But in Italy, it's very much on the early stages of coaching there, and people are very interested. But it's a bit of you're educating and selling the idea of coaching, because it's not really very, very well known over there at the moment.
Mm-hmm. That's very interesting.
Mm.
So we've invited you to share your wisdom with us on sustaining one's coaching practice.
Okay, well, where do I begin? Because I would just like to say, for all those on the call and those who will be watching the recording later, it's really easy to get started in business, your coaching business, but it's even easier to quit it. Mm-hmm. That's the sad reality. And one of the things when I'm coaching my student coaches, I can see the hope, the enthusiasm, I can't wait to get started on this, energy. Hi, Floss, nice to see you. To see the energy, only for it to, over a few months later, trail off in disappointment and frustration because they can't get clients. Now, this is the tough bit that we all need to learn. And I have to say, please excuse me, everybody on here who is female. It's very much a female characteristic to not believe in themselves sufficiently when it comes to business. And they have an inner glass ceiling that they won't allow themselves to break through. And that's, so if that's the thing that holds them back is yourself. And I know business is hard, whether you have a coffee shop at the moment, you're struggling to get people to buy your coffee because people are working from home now, they're not coming out to commute, so they don't buy so much coffee. You're still having to market yourself, even if you had a lovely little cafe. The same is with coaches, you have to keep going. And as I say, easy to start coaching, even easier to quit your coaching business because it's not working. But I think you have to be tenacious, stoical, and keep on and on and on, and eventually it will turn in if you do the right things. But women have got to take the lid off their expectations of how much they can earn and not be embarrassed about saying, I want to earn some good money. And this is a female thing. I work with a lot of female entrepreneurs, and they say things like, I just want to start my business, but I don't want to earn lots of money. I don't want to earn. Why not? Why not? Says no man ever starting in business. Like, I don't want to earn money. No, of course they say I want to earn lots of money. Why would you say that? You say that because you're worried about failing. So you had a kind of caveat. If I say I don't want to earn a lot of money, then I won't earn a lot of money and I'll be okay with that. But it's also a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you say I don't want to earn a lot of money, well, chances are you probably won't then. And so there's a lot of things psychologically and emotionally that hold us all back, not just women, about reaching our financial potential with our coaching businesses. And, I could do all the objections on a sales call or a discovery call, why people might say, no, not right now. But the bottom line is you get them to say yes, because we're selling results here. You're not selling, no one sells coaching. No one wakes up in the morning and says, oh, do you know what I need today is lots of coaching. No one says that. They say, what I need today is someone to help me with feeling so low, or dissatisfaction in my career or my relationship, or I don't know how to get my big idea off the ground. That's what people buy. They don't buy coaching. So what we have to do is sell to them, or maybe not use the word sell, but present ourselves to them as the answer to the problems or the issues or the obstacles they're currently facing. And this is the kind of it sounds really simple, but a lot of people forget it when they're trying to set up their coaching businesses, that we sell solutions and results, and we get results. Hundreds of thousands of people around the world are currently using coaches and getting great results. We must believe in ourselves, and we believe in the tools that coaching is transformational, and you can't do it on your own. That's the confidence you need when you go out there.
I want to take you back to the lid that you mentioned. Based on your experience, as you shared, it's predominantly the ladies out there that tend to have this limiting belief, if you allow me. How do you approach this?
Well, in my academy, we do this very nice exercise where we go around, I ask all my students, without even thinking, and don't copy the person who just said it before you, how much, when you graduate, will you charge per hour? And it's like, well, £25. And then someone else is a bit more confident, oh, 75. And then that might be one in the whole classroom. You'll say 250. And everyone's like, And then I ask them to really consider all of the things they'll be bringing to the table as a human being in their life, that they have passed their driving tests, that they've got degrees, that they've overcome cancer, or they've looked up, been a carer, that they've had children, that they've overcome the odds, that they've survived divorce or illness. And I make them list everything they've ever done in their lives that has been some kind of achievement. Relieving an abusive relationship, standing up to the boss, creating this, doing that, even getting a swimming certificate, running a half marathon, whatever it is. And I give them 15 minutes to write their list of achievements, plus the fact that they've done the Pure Coaching Academy course as one of their achievements. Then we come back and I say, okay, given that when your client is sitting in front of you, you will be bringing all of this knowledge that you've learned on the academy, plus this as who you are as a human being. Okay, it's not just, and for that 1 hour, they get all of you and your undivided attention and your expertise. Now, how much are you going to charge? And it's like the £25 becomes 55, brilliant. The 75, 150. The 250, I might go for 300 now. You know, it's like now start owning your own real estate, your own value, what you're bringing to the table, and really be confident of that offer. And then it becomes less shaky. I do, and then, you know, people say, how much can I possibly earn as a coach? How much you believe in yourself is how much you will earn. I know somebody who charges $1,000 an hour. I know that he's no better than any other coach, but he's targeted a specific market of very wealthy, very busy New York lawyers. And he went out and he found them. $1,000 an hour, when you're charging $5,000 an hour as a New York lawyer once a week, $1,000 for your 1 hour coaching is nothing to them. So this is the mindset he got into. I want to work with people who it's nothing to spend $1,000 for an hour. £250 seems a lot, but in where we are now in Mayfair, someone's ordering a bottle of wine for £250. But what you're bringing to the table for £250 is life-changing things. Really, it's going to last more than a bottle of wine will. This is going to change your life. You have to start getting into this. I am worth this as a coach. I make real amazing changes in people's lives. And that's why I charge this. And you can't do it on your own. You'll just keep going round and round in circles, and I'll guarantee you some results. And when people say, how can you guarantee results? Because I can. Because if you do the homework and you follow what I say, you will, hand on heart, get results. These are proven world-class coaching tools and techniques I will use on you, and you will get results. And then it sounds like, well, you know, actually it sounds quite reasonable. And anyway, it's not like therapy that could go on for years. We're talking a 6-week program here, or an 8-week program, or a month, 2 months. 2 months investment in your life Well, when you put it like that, Caroline, it sounds quite reasonable. Yes.
It certainly does. I'm
So, so you're in, yeah, good. I'll send you my welcome pack. But it's like, people pay for those results. That's what they want. They want peace of mind. They want to overcome their obstacles. They want personal development. They want to start their business, write their book, stand up to people, have more confidence, have clarity. They don't want to drift anymore. This is what you're paying for. The answers, the solutions, getting back on track with life, leading your best life, leading your full potential. This isn't a quick fix. This is real, and it really works. And it's like, wow, okay, it sounds amazing, the people will buy in. But I think you have to give a lot away. And when we're talking about marketing, which is everyone's worst nightmare, the other thing is that before we get to the marketing, the idea of sales really freaks people out. No, I always say to my students, do you like sales? Do you like salespeople? Do you like being sold to? No one does. So we're not selling, we're offering, we're demonstrating, we're showing what we can do. And we make it so inviting that people say yes. So reframe the idea of selling to helping, enlightening, showing our services in a very light way. So it is irresistible. But you're not selling, because you can't sell to someone who doesn't want it. You can't. They have to be interested and ready. I operate a lot of kind of almost like reverse psychology when I do a discovery call. I act as if I don't need them, but they need me. And of course, we all do want our clients. We want people to sign up. But I always say, listen, you must go and audition or try lots of different coaches. I may not be the right one for you, but I can help you with this, and this that you've discussed today. But go and check the one that really feels right for you. On a gut level, you want to work with a coach that you trust. You want to work with someone that you enjoy working with. It's actually quite a joyful process, coaching. It's hard work as the client, but it should be enjoyable. And I'm here when you want to come back and sign up. So it's kind of like, oh, I want you now. It's like, and they always say, I came back to you. Because you're not selling, you're keeping the door open for them. You're making it seem, go and shop around, and I'm here. You want to have another discovery call with me? That's absolutely fine. Come on, free of charge. And you need to be sure you found the right coach. And I remember years ago when I found my coach, I at least chatted to 3 different coaches before I decided. And so keep the door open like that. Make it light-hearted, not salesy, because that's when you start losing confidence.
Please share one more technique with us before we move on.
I think if you've had a negative sales experience in the past, like you've been sold a car that you didn't want or sold something that you never used, you think that's how it is, but it isn't. You have to make sure that you're helping. And that's what the client wants you to help them make the right decision. Get yourself out of the way. It's not about you, it's about the client. Stop being awkward. What I mean is stop being self-conscious. When I train people with public speaking, they say, oh, what about me? I said, it's not about you, it's about your message. Okay? If you've got a room full of people who you have to do a presentation to, they're not interested in your jumper or your lipstick. They're interested in the message you're going to give them. So get yourself out of the way and be the messenger. And the one thing you want for them is to go home with a fantastic message. This gets rid of self-consciousness. And the same with selling. Get yourself out of the way and put yourself in the position of the client. What do they want to hear? How can you reassure them? What do they need to know about coaching with you that will make them say yes? But it's not about, do they like me? It's like 100% focus on the person who's on the discovery call. What are they going through? How can you help them? Be empathetic on the discovery call. That sounds so frustrating for you. That sounds really sad. I'm sorry that happened to you. But that's not how it has to be going forward. And it's all about them and it's not about you. So get yourself out of the way. And the other thing I say to my coaches is, if you're embarrassed about this, if you're awkward about it, it will come out. And I think what people forget is you have to model being great at stuff. So I can't, years ago, I couldn't go and tell my clients, oh yeah, go and have a go at this, or why not try that? And when I'm not going to do it myself, I had to learn the hard way how to do public speaking. It was excruciatingly difficult for me. How can I be a coach who helps people when I'm not prepared to do any of this myself? Oh yeah, you want to start your business? What you need to do is go on Instagram. Are you on Instagram, Carole? Oh no, I hate social media. You can't be that coach. You have to say, right, I'm really having a go at social media. I might be investigating AI soon. Oh, I'm too old for this. No, you're not, because you're going to work with clients who say, "Help! What do I put on Instagram? What do I add to my LinkedIn? How can I be noticed on social media?" You can't say, "I hate social media" as a coach. You're going to have to step up and be one step ahead of your clients. They're looking to you for authority. So I think we must remember to play our best game as coaches and as human beings to model excellence and fearlessness and courage that our clients want to get from us and learn from us. Age isn't a thing. I've got a coach in his 70s, and he's mastering Instagram, even TikTok he's doing now. I'm so impressed with him. And he went to a library to do he said, I can't do public speaking, so I'm going to offer my library if they want to talk about finding your tree as a place of solace. And he's pushing himself. So don't say I'm too old for AI or too old for Instagram or TikTok. Your clients maybe your same age as you and they want to do it. So how are you going to help them? It's push yourself all the time. But I do know this thing, how much money do I deserve? How much money can I earn? We have to bust that lid off, that glass ceiling, as much as you want. I did a calculation. You only need about 10 or 20 clients over a year to have a really good income. You don't need 10 clients a week. You need 10 to 20 clients a year. This idea that I've got to have 5 clients a day. No, if you have 10 or 20 good paying clients, you'll have a very nice income. And everyone asks, where do you get those clients from? Well, they're out there. People are unhappy at the moment. I hate to say this. It's terrifying watching the news. It really is. You watch Donald Trump saying each day something more and more extreme. It's hard to keep up with what he's doing. And then there's Russia, and then there's China, and then there's Ukraine. And it's like everyone's feeling very undermined by life, and also no jobs secure. Everyone's, things aren't how they used to be. This is where the coaches come in like a great force of good. Yeah. Making things better, showing how to look after yourself, self-care, how to be courageous in hard times. We have to be those people who are being courageous when the economy is going all over the place. And believe I can still make this money. There's a big market out there, I hate to say it, with a lot of unhappiness, and we're there to help them. I have a lot to say, Alina.
Yes, you do. I wanted us to make a quick pause to check for any questions before we move on. Hello, Floss. Hi, Sue. Lovely to meet you too.
Floss is one
if you have any questions, please feel free to unmute yourselves or type them in the chat box.
Yeah, put it in the chat box. Any questions? You see, none of us are born marketeers. That's the thing. No one you might at school have said, I like to help people and I like to stand up to the bullies. So you might have been a natural coach years ago, or I like to educate, I like to develop, I like to inspire, motivate, all the things that coaches do. But no one at 4 years old says, I want to really get into marketing when I grow up. So says no one ever. So no one likes it. Nobody likes the marketing. You can't just say, well, none of us do. Even my friend who's got the coffee shop says she still has to go on Instagram and do pictures of her cakes and coffee. And, we all have to sell things or show our wares. So it's one of those things that is part of your coaching business. What we love is the coaching and the clients. The other bit is the business stuff that we all have to do. Whatever business you are in, you're going to have to do the annoying marketing, selling, admin stuff. So just get that. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's a must do in your business.
So how do we go about efficient marketing from your perspective?
Well, I've thrown money at things over the years that I cringe at. I've thrown money at things that haven't worked, people who promise the world and they don't deliver. And, you know, that bright, shiny thing, if I just click on that and download it, it never works. I would say start simply. Find a platform that you feel comfortable with, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or LinkedIn. I think LinkedIn's pretty good for coaches, to be honest with you, because it has a sort of permanency to it, whereas Instagram, it's scrolling. LinkedIn is sort of has more seriousness about it, and there's so much you can do on LinkedIn now. So choose one and slowly get to know how it works. Start following other people, potential clients or types of clients, and comment on their posts. Post regularly, preferably every day if you can. Apparently, they're now saying that Saturday and Sundays are very good for visibility. People have the day off, they might start to check out the LinkedIn more. You can, of course, schedule this. You don't have to sit down at your desk on a Saturday and Sunday. You can schedule these to be automatically dropped in. I pay someone to do my LinkedIn. Now, I've got to a stage over 23 years. I can't spend my time trying to master something that is slightly counterintuitive to me. I do know it a bit. I'm not brilliant at it. So I found a really good guy who I write the content. He knocks it into LinkedIn shape and he puts it out there so it gets visibility. I strongly recommend that if anyone can afford that eventually, outsource some of the things you're struggling with. But it doesn't have to be complicated. It's commenting on other people's things. It's something that's in the news headlines that day. Add it in. What do you think of this? Take a photo of something. I was walking out today and I was just counting my blessings. Blessings and gratitude is very much what coaches do. Whatever, you know, don't complicate it. What is really weird is I used to try and be super clever with a really hyper original content and get a few likes, but you know, showing a cup of coffee in a coffee shop gets loads of likes for some reason or other. It's like, I'm having a coffee and I'm enjoying my morning. Like, that looks lovely, Carole. Where are you? You know, picture of your dog. I'm loving a few minutes of self-care with my puppy, and that gets lots of likes. And then you can start adding in the more meaningful messages, and you know, it's like, and once you've developed a confidence with one platform, move on to the next one. Look what they're doing, look what other coaches are doing, look what people are saying, what's interesting, and then having the courage to start posting on there. What I've heard about 2-camera things like this, where people are doing little broadcasts and little mini films, that's very popular at the moment because people don't have time to read. They'll be on the tube or the bus with their headphones on and they'll listen to you. So a marketeer suggested, because I have 2 downloads on my website free on how to start as a coach and how to nail your niche, that I should record them, not to camera, but as a recording, because people just like to click on a recording and then you can do your paperwork, but you're listening. So that's another new one. That's if you don't like doing 2-camera, do a recording. Click here if you want to hear my 5 tips for surviving the office Christmas party. No one's looking at you. You could record it, and of course, I'll do my paperwork while listening to what Alina or Sue or Floss has to say. Really easy for you if you're self-conscious in front of a camera. That's very popular at the moment, audibles and podcasts as well. And again, it doesn't have to be, you know, you don't have to aim for being the Diary of a CEO type guy. You can be just starting interviewing your clients. What did you love about coaching? Calling it something like the unexpected things you didn't know about coaching. Who wouldn't click on that?
True.
You know, we've got so much knowledge as coaches. People are thirsty for this knowledge, so share it. The other thing is be helpful with your marketing. How can you start to coach and heal with your marketing content? Be helpful, put it out there. I found today that sitting down and doing this with my cup of tea, or walking around the garden and thinking about how everything's really still under the earth, but in spring the bulbs will be coming through, is my takeaway for today. Start, you know, selling helpful thoughts like that. Not selling, presenting helpful thoughts that someone looking at it can use it or relate to it immediately. So it's that. So I think if you give away a lot of helpful healing content, people are drawn to coming back to you. That's when it doesn't become salesy or marketing-y, if that's a word, marketing-y. It's like, oh, I really wanted to share this because I think it's useful to somebody. Not, oh, what am I going to say about my business today? That's not the right way to market. And they're saying the more personal these little films and stories are, the better now. People want to know who you are as the coach. And I have a lady who came through my academy called Angela Spencer. She's won the Best Coach Awards and a silver for the Best Coach. Angie won Best Coach of the Year recently. And her business is Virago Wellness on Instagram. She gets all of her clients from Instagram. I must admit, I get very little from Instagram. She knows how to do it. And even if she's having a bad day, she'll say, I've been up at 3 a.m. with my daughter who's not been very well. This is what 3 a.m. looks like. And she's got a little film of her and she's holding it. Yeah, because tomorrow I won't be able to work properly because I'm really tired. But what I know I will be doing is taking time out to look after myself. Those sort of posts get lots of traction. So it's not all about, have a nice day, happy, clappy positivity. It can be, no, sometimes life is pretty rough. And even as a coach, I need to take time out, modeling it. People love that because otherwise we come across as, I don't know, unreal. I'm not going to name any names, but there's some American coaches, they're so kind of super glossy, they're unrelatable. And although they're great role models of what success, beauty, handsomeness, or health and vitality looks like, if you're feeling stuck and chubby and it's raining in London and they're not relatable, you actually feel quite intimidated and miles away from them. So if you say, I'm having a bad day, or I didn't feel like it, that's good content too. Or I didn't know what to post today because actually I'm feeling a bit flat in my business. Any ideas, anyone? You'll get a lot of people, oh yeah, not just me then. And little bits by little bits, you're building visibility and profile and a kind of nuance, and people getting a flavour of what you do. I'm called the real coach because I keep it real. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfectionist. Things go wrong, and that's what I'm self-forgiving with my, failures and awkwardness. And that I keep it real. So don't expect to be perfect when you post these things. It's okay to be a bit rough around the edges. And what I've heard from marketing experts, that's what people like now, is authenticity. Give yourself a break on it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to keep the little feeling out there, putting the feelers out for people to know what you're up to. Because Joe Wicks, who used a life coach to become this sort of amazing fitness guy, his coach told him to do a 90-second fitness tip every morning when lockdown was on. So he wasn't a presenter. He just filmed these 90-second things, how to make a smoothie, how to do push-ups, how to do jumps or whatever. That's what got him the traction, the 90-second films. And we know so much as coaches. You could share something in 90 seconds.
These are some really useful tips. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's teaching and helping with your marketing and letting people see what it would be like to work with you. Because some people say, aren't I giving away all my tools and techniques? No. People will think, if that's what she gives away, I wonder what it'd be like to work with her. If that's the stuff she's willing to share for nothing, I wonder what it'd be like to be her client and have the full attention of her working with me in my life.
The more we give away, the more returns.
Absolutely. I agree. It's called the free economy. And then when the London Evening Standard was, I don't know, 20p, you'd rush to get the tube, give the newspaper guy your 20p, you're struggling to get it out your bag. Sometimes you'd run past the paper because you didn't have time, your train's coming. When they made the Evening Standard free, everyone was saying, well, how's that going to work? How are they going to make money if you give it away for free? Well, they got rid of more copies, hence more readers were reading it because you just grab it and you're not selling it. Someone's not taking your money. And then they got more advertising because it was free and more people were reading it. So the advertising revenue went up. So, it's not like the old days. I'm not giving anything away for free because it's mine. Don't take my stuff. No, here, have it, have it, have it. And believe in yourself that you've got more. You're a fountain of knowledge and wisdom. You have a lot in you as coaches to share. It's not going to dry up.
The third pillar that we're covering today is strategic PR. How can we leverage public relations to help us increase our visibility as coaches?
You mean press relations, getting featured in a magazine or newspaper or online? I always say to people, because my background is journalism, and I know this, when I was a journalist and stuck at my desk, the thing you want to do is go home and have a glass of wine and be with your children. Okay, you want to finish your work. Journalists are extremely hardworking people, very clever, very cavalier, very, very brave people, get a bad rap on TV and in dramas, foot in the door, going through bins. No, journalists are on the war, front lines of wars. They do amazing things. They report what's going on. So when I used to sit at my desk, you yearn for someone to give you a story. You yearn for it because it means your day is going to be easier. Contact your journalist, tell them what you're doing, they'll love you. Write to them. I'd start with a local newspaper or local magazine, something that you see in the local shops, whether it's Metro News or you've got something that's on your doorstep, and let them know, I'm a life coach. Would you like 20 ways to make sure your New Year's resolutions work for you this year in 2026? I'll write it for free. If you could include this piece, and I'll offer your readers a free 1-hour session with me. Mostly they say yes. But you have to get in early because of deadlines. But think all year. What would local journalists want to know? How to survive the 6 week summer holidays with your children? How to survive relationship breakdown after Christmas? The divorce lawyers are very busy after Christmas, sadly. So, maybe that's an article, how to make sure the divorce lawyers aren't profitable in 2026 by surviving Christmas and the New Year with love, peace and harmony and understanding of each other. Just all the tips that we know make articles, make, content. And that's what journalists want. They want content for their newspaper. They want someone to help them fill those pages. Once you've got something written, then you can put it on your website. Hey, I was featured in Metro News today. Put it out on every social media, on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok. I'm in the newspapers. That gets a lot of traction. And then try someone else with it. You can go with the same story to another publication. It's about being bothered to do it. All marketing is about being bothered to do it. And as I say, remember to get yourself out of the way. Don't be embarrassed if someone says, I can't use this. But they're being honest, they can't use it right now. I used to have to say to people, no, I can't write about you. I've just done a piece about aromatherapy, so I'm not going to run another one next week about aromatherapy. You should contact me in 3 or 4 months when it's fresh again. So if you get knocked back, it's not personal. The thing is, I really, really wanted to be successful more than anything, and I threw everything at it and still do. My marketing machine is huge. We all need everything working up 100% to ensure we get maximum coverage. So I network, I pay someone to do my LinkedIn. I have a VA who does my social media posts. I try and study new things like AI, or I might be going on TikTok soon. I too have fear of that, but it's like you have a lot of things you have to do. I do my newsletters, 6,000 subscribers to my newsletter. I don't like writing that every week. I still do it. I have another newsletter that comes from my Pure Coaching Academy and one that comes from my Wit and Wisdom private coaching. Some people will say, I've been looking at you for 5 years getting these newsletters. I'm ready to sign up now. And that's the other thing. People buy differently. When I go to the shops, and I went to Selfridges recently, I know immediately I want that thing. Otherwise, it's going to torment me when I go home tonight. I should have bought the boots. I should have bought that bag. I'm an instant buyer. If I see it, I love it, I have to have it, I will buy it. And then I'll work out whether I could afford it later. Some people will come back to that bag or boots time and time again, waiting for the sales, thinking about it, hesitating, thinking about it, hesitating. Some people might think, oh, I might do an installment plan and buy them. So this is how your people shop with you. They might go to your website. I really find this a lot. How do I contact this person? On every page of your website, have you booked a call with me yet? Every page. Speak to me now at the bottom of the website. Why not make it? Why not make it happen now? Don't procrastinate. Do not hesitate. On every page. Who hasn't been trying to find their broadband provider's contact details? It's hellish. Where do I find the customer services page? And I want to make it really easy for them to contact you and pay you. The other one is, how do I pay? Oh, I don't know. No, this is it. Here's the link straight away. Make it easy for people to go shopping with you. And some people will spend months and months thinking about you, coming back, looking at what you're doing, and then they'll decide. Or they might be like me. Someone said to me once when they came on the academy, don't do a sales talk, don't say anything, I just want to join up. Perfect, lovely. But other people, oh, I've been thinking about it for about 3 years now. And I might have spoken to that person several times over 3 years before they've decided. So that's why you've got to keep the machine going all the time so that they're still aware of you.
Thank you. I wanted to check if we have any questions.
Well, I put a question out to all of you. Okay, Sue, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, how do you, and it's the thing I struggle with. I've been sort of running my business for a couple of years now, sort of full time and things. And it's how do you prioritize? There's so many different things, and it's just me. I pay hardly anybody. I still do it all myself. So how do you prioritize? What's your method for the things that you know are the right things to kind of to focus on? Because there's only so many hours in a day and all that kind of thing, you know.
Yeah. Can I ask you, what do you do at the moment?
Okay. I subscribe to a lead generation system.
Okay.
So I've got a mechanism for following up the leads, and I've got kind of follow-up emails and a pattern. Yeah. So I might email them, call them, WhatsApp them, and then email them again until I get through. Once I get hold of them, I get them on a discovery call, a clarity call. I have a good hit rate with that. And that probably accounts for kind of, I suppose, 60% of my business.
Very good.
The other thing I do is I do a masterclass. I put on a masterclass. I try and do them once a month, although occasionally in the summer and Christmas, obviously that goes by the by. They're free webinars, basically, an hour. I advertise them on Eventbrite. And I might get 50 people register and maybe kind of 15 turn up on the day, and I'll get anything between kind of 1 and 3 people sign up from those. Those are the two main things. Obviously some referrals, although that doesn't make up a big part of my business. I do post on Instagram, on Facebook, and on LinkedIn. I don't get hardly any business from that directly. I don't get a lot of engagement. And I'm rubbish at regularly doing the newsletters. I've got about 5, more than that, probably about 700 people split between customers and leads on my email. I'm a bit rubbish about being consistent with it. So, and every now and again, I'll think of something new and I'll do it on social media. So I might say, I'm going to offer a career audit, or I coach midlife women who are kind of wanting to rethink the next stage of their working lives, basically. So that's the shortish answer.
Well, the consistency is everything, as you know. So I would upgrade your newsletter. I've just written mine for tomorrow. I would just have a 1 day a week that you all, so people know it's a Friday or a Tuesday, your newsletter's coming in and they'll get to know you. And it doesn't have to be long, and it has to have a bit of content that's easily accessed there and then that someone can apply to their life. And it keeps people in the loop. They're reminded of you. Have you got a link from your website to your news saying sign up here to my newsletter?
Yes, I've got a pop-up that comes up.
Right,
Yes,
great,
yes.
great.
I'm hesitating because I haven't tested it for a while, so I will go back and check that. But yeah, I don't get a lot of traffic to my website. It's really just there if I drive people to it more than anything. Yeah.
So I pay someone to do my SEO, so I pay for Google Ads as well, to go to sort of promote my academy and my private coaching practice. Most of my work comes through people Googling Life Coach London or coaching academies. And so it's really important that my websites are up to date and being featured on Google easily, and they're on page 1 or near the top. So that's mostly where I get my clients, not from Instagram, occasionally LinkedIn, and a lot from network. Physically being in front of people is your greatest sort of your greatest ambassador, aren't you? That way, you're human. And people sort of say, "Oh, my sister-in-law needs to speak to you," or they get to know you over months of repetition. So basically, my routine is on a Thursday I write my newsletter for Friday. I go to networking once or twice a month, the same groups. My LinkedIn is twice a week, and every day on Instagram. I don't really. And Facebook too. We do Facebook too, but a lot of this is automated by my VA. I've written the content; she schedules them all in because I'm not very good with tech. But it's about always having a presence every day on most platforms, except TikTok, which I'm terrified of. But I will have to attack my TikTok terror. Because I love TikTok and I think it's very informative and fun, and there's a lot on there. So I should be on there really, but it's about consistency. It's part of your business, just like if you had your day job, there were things you would do when you come into the office every day. You'd have to get through it, the admin stuff, you start your routine. But it sounds like you're doing a lot, and it's good that it's working for you.
Up to a point. I mean, we can, well, not all of us, but we can, I'm sure most of us do with more clients and things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a case of not working harder, but working smarter.
Yes.
Yeah, I find it very easy to keep busy. I think, I've had a really busy day, but actually, have I done anything where I'm in front of my clients or my potential clients, or have I just pushed paper around the desk, metaphorically speaking, So yeah, no, that's helpful. Thank you. And yes, I think consistency is the word that's resonating with me right now. Thank you.
Consistency, and also monitoring what is progress and what is just busyness.
Exactly. Yeah.
Pare it down. What is a lot of noise and busyness, or what is actually effective? How to keep it effective. I'm trying to think of some other things here, but I think it's about showing up and taking it seriously every day, which you do. I've put a few other notes here. And marketing about how important it's about being seen and sharing great content. They always say people can't afford coaching, but they can. They find the money for it. And because it is an investment in the self. Think of all the money that's being spent now in shops on things that we don't really want or need. Maybe it's time to start selling it as this is life-changing, and it's not forever, and it's a short, sharp burst of investment in self to get back on track for your best life. But it's all about, somewhere in us all, we do have a money block, how much we think we can earn, and work with a coach about this. When is it uncomfortable? Is it uncomfortable to say I charge £250 an hour? No, it's not. Is it uncomfortable to say 300? Oh, I'm getting a bit of a cringe. You should always be initially a little bit uncomfortable when you put your prices up, and then it becomes normalized. So when you say to people, I charge this, it comes out as confidence. But we have to charge handsomely for what we do because we are life and game changers. But there will be an awkward point where you think, I couldn't possibly charge that.
Yeah.
Even if someone paid me $1,000 an hour, how would I feel if they were willing to pay me that? Would I have to be a super duper worldwide massively brilliant coach? No, you just have to be you doing what you do now, but for $1,000. It feels uncomfortable, doesn't it? Because you think, how would I live up to this amount of money?
Yeah. Yeah. How can I be worth that much money?
Yeah. How can you be worth? But you are. And some people believe it in themselves and charge that. I have to say, this very same coach who charged for $1,000 an hour offered to do a business mastermind, which he asked me to come on, £27,000 to go on his business mastermind for a year. I said, no, thank you. But he had the courage to charge it. And I think he had a few people join it.
Okay.
He's got no issues around.
You only need a few, don't you? Let's face it.
Exactly. And I admire that. I admire someone who's got the, let's go, let's test it. And I've had people say, I said to someone, oh, I charge, was it 75? And he thought it was too cheap. He said, no, you're too cheap. You wanted to spend more, money. Thought, therefore, you're not very good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the perceived value, isn't it, for the client? Yeah.
But I also have a friend who's a coach, and she said her whole life changed when she put the decimal point in the wrong place. She was going to do a talk. She was going to do a talk for British Airways, and instead of saying that her fee was £200, she said 2,000. She put the decimal point in the wrong place, and they said, okay.
Wonderful.
That changed her life and how much she thought she was worth.
Yeah.
It makes you all think, am I slightly out of awkwardness or embarrassment, am I slightly undercharging? And you're doing the right thing, Sue, by following up. We always forget to follow up. Oh, there you go then. I've sent my welcome pack. No, hi, we spoke last week. How are you doing? Been thinking about you. Got some ideas for you. Are you ready to commit now? Always follow up.
Yeah. Thank you. That's all really helpful. Made lots of notes.
Yeah, good. But the thing is, it's about, as you say, being busy. It's like knowing the difference between productive and busy, and and managing your time properly. How much time do I want to scrabble around with this, or how can I be more efficient? And also joint share posts. Interview someone like Alina's interviewing me now. You could interview a client and film it on Zoom and put that out as content, which is really nice and easy thing to do. You're not having to write it and put it out there. If you've got a very happy client, they're willing to share.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Milan.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi,
good to see you again.
And you.
What's your view on advertising your prices? So putting them out on your website?
I have them all over the place on my academy. It's on the top bar because basically I don't want time wasters. I know it sounds awful. You could have a lovely discovery call with someone and then goes, no, actually think, no, it's too much. Very transparent. It's all on the website, and my private coaching, all my packages are on there. And when I have a discovery call, I send an email to them before the call saying, can you tell me a little bit about you and what the current issue is you're facing and how you think I might be able to help you? So that gives you the heads up. And by the way, here's a link to my packages. So they've already looked at them. So there's no nasty shocks for them and you, because then you'll get into the sales mode or that embarrassing. Yeah, well, the reason I charge a lot is. So they already have the heads up. So I think be transparent if you feel comfortable with that.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't go to something I didn't know how much it was going to cost me. I wouldn't go and phone up someone and it's not clear. I don't even like going to shops when there isn't a price on something.
I was going to say that's the worst thing, isn't it? When there isn't a price on something, it's horrible. Yeah.
Yeah. So
But I
if
don't
you,
see many people doing it. And also, I
okay.
have been judged on my prices before, and it's made me feel like I need to get smaller. Do you know what I mean?
What people saying you're too expensive.
Yeah,
Hmm. Well, then they're not your clients, are they?
yeah, yeah. True.
But if I do have someone on the call, discovery call, say, well, it is a lot of money, how it's about how you explain what you do in your call and your services. So yes, I understand it's a large investment and you don't know whether you're going to get results, but I can guarantee you will if you do the homework, and I'll be there to keep you accountable and I'll keep you going, and I'll ensure you get the results. I'll go the extra mile for you. It seems a lot, but it's an investment for a period of time. And I will be there at the end of the email whenever you need me. I'll give you top-ups in between the coaching sessions. I'll be looking at all, and you list the things, helping you with your confidence, get you clarity, move you on. You kind of show the value of what why you price. And if people say, why can't I just have one session then? Because we know it's about the neural pathways that we're creating, and new habits are not formed immediately, and it's repetition. And I'm going, and just like we go on a diet, within weeks we've given up. And this isn't the same thing. I'm holding you accountable. It'll be real and sustainable change, and that's what you're investing in here. And and
Yeah,
maybe
thanks.
they can pay in installments if they can't pay all up front. However, I will add that when I've had people pay in installments, they drop out because they're distrusting. And quite often I hear that they are actually very wealthy, but they'll pay in installments because they have a trust issue with you. I don't want to work with people that I'm having to prove or justify myself.
Mm.
I will, I want people to be open-hearted with me as I will be with them. And when they haven't got major results in 2 sessions, I don't want any more, which makes you look bad and it's not good for them. So they have to commit to the 6 or 8 sessions and not
Yeah.
really do installments, which gives them an exit or the door open if they want to sneak out and say, no, it's not for me. I mean, you're full out as a coach to help them. We are very agile. We're on our feet, thinking, what's the next best question? How can I help this person? And for them to just drop out because they're not getting the results, we put a lot in, and that's why we need their commitment financially, not on a kind of installment basis. Almost everyone I've given installments drops out, and the reason they do that, is because they're not fully committing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Thanks.
okay.
Another question that might just be specific to my niche, which I don't know if you remember, but it's football.
Yes, I
So
do.
when I work with players, I work with men and women, and there's quite a different salary range there. So their kind of available cash is very, very, very different.
Right.
And that I kind of internally sort of struggle with in terms of, how do I market that? Do I expect the women to, because it's percentage wise, they'd be paying a lot more than the men.
I'm going to put that out there to all the other coaches on the call. What do you think? Should Floss have a separate kind of pricing system for the women, which seems reasonable and fair if the men are paid considerably more? Are you worried that there'd be a discrepancy that the men would start saying, "Oh, how come they get it cheaper," sort of thing? What do you think, Jacqueline?
First of all, sorry for being late. I had a problem with the link. I was sort of in a 3:30 session for a while waiting, but they did get the right link to me. I'm very sorry.
Okay.
Well, I have that problem with my niche because I'm working in education, and I'm here based in Italy, where international staff has decent salaries, but I live in Milan, and there's a lot of people that know me here. The cost of living is very, very high. And then there's the Italian teachers that I'd really like to approach, and they make pittance. So I've decided that having just come out of Pure Academy, I am going to definitely market myself, because I come from HR and I've done a lot of mentoring in my life. So even though I've just started, I don't feel like a junior. I'm going to put my price to something I feel slightly uncomfortable with, but will give discounts, for example, to teachers. Because that's a category I really want to help. Those are the clients I'm going to enjoy. And I know that they're not going to be able to afford it otherwise. Simple. I know their salaries. I've been writing contracts for teachers for the past 35 years. But that's where I want to reach out, because I'm convinced that's going to put things into motion.
Yeah. If you're feeling brave, Floss, why not just say, I have a different rate for women starting out because it's a relatively new sport for women and they don't earn the salary. Just be bold. And if men are going to argue that, you know, let them.
Yeah, I think maybe that's the answer. Just be totally transparent. Otherwise, I get myself in a pickle.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How are we doing, Alina?
We're about to conclude, but I would like to give the opportunity for some last-minute questions, if there are any.
Okay. I've actually found just last night I had sort of a aha moment, always because of my teachers. So I was thinking I've completely changed after Pure Academy. My approach, even when I put my ads out there, I'm a freelancer. And the other evening I said, I really want to match your values to your next job. Boom, a whole load of people wrote to me, liked it on LinkedIn, which is quite rare. So I was thinking now of doing, for example, the publicity of linking, doing like a punchline, like, what would your values as a teacher, what are your values that you're looking for in a job? And see if I can get something spinning and them to have a feel of the kind of what a coach does, because you're digging in and then you're making them think. I don't just want a job in Milan. I want a job with a non-profit school. I just want the money. I want this. I want that. And to get them thinking, this is what I can do for you. I can help you find a job, but find your right job that aligns.
And that is what really spoke to people.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
But it does like boom.
And that's the power of good marketing. You've just absolutely summed up there what they were looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Sweet and short.
Yeah, sweet and short, but really powerful.
Yeah, but I mean, we'll see.
I hope so.
Interesting.
Fantastic. Well, Caroline, thank you so much for being with us today. I truly enjoyed being your host, and I look forward to the pleasure of hosting you again. Just a last-minute question, if I may. How can people get in touch with you?
Well, the easy way is just Google 𝗙𝗪𝗏, which is on the screen here. My academy is 𝗙𝗪𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 Co. 𝗙𝗪coachingco.com, 𝗙𝗪coachingcompany.com. And please sign up to my newsletters. Of course, I have to do a bit of segue into marketing at the end there.
Fantastic. Great.
Thank you.
All
Thank you,
right.
everyone. Lovely
Thank
to
you,
see
everyone.
you all. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so